We on that bang bang shit. Yeah, I'm talking about bang bang, not again. Hey, just as a side note too, a little something I seen earlier. Uh, a comment I seen earlier from one of the homies. I don't know if I was on Twitter or Facebook or something, but I seen this, man, and I agree. And that's Niner gang. Oh, my nigga J Dash said it on Facebook, and I agree with him. Uh, uh, Niner Nation faithful. Uh, no more Niner theme songs. We got enough. We got a motherfucking enough. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no more damn Niners anthems. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that. But yeah, man, y'all see it. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all already know what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? It's Niner Gang, Snax on Sports. I'm back with another one. You did. And woo, woo. By the hairs on my chin, big dog. We pulled that one out. Yeah, that shit was I ain't even gonna lie. What bruh saying what Pinky saying Friday or next Friday was like, man, nigga, shit almost, hey, I was scared. Now nigga almost made me, I'm talking about, hey, nigga had me nervous and shit. You know what I mean? I forgot what he said, but y'all know that part when they was up in there on next Friday when Pinky came up in the store. You know what I'm saying? And Craig was up in there, and Pinky didn't know that Craig was Day cousin, and you know what I mean. He thought a nigga was up in there trying to rob him, and then Craig ended up tussling with him with the gun, and you know what I mean, getting the gun, and then he, you know what I mean, turned it to, you know what I'm saying, a little bit snatch, you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, little beach ass nigga, you feel me? And then when he went on ahead and said after, you know what I mean, when he told him it's good, I ain't gonna hurt you, I ain't gonna do nothing to you, you know what I mean, I'm trying to tell you, Day is my cousin, he in the back, you know what I'm saying, to where that nigga was like, shit, nigga, had me scared for a minute though. That's how I felt watching that game all night, man, watching that game all game, you feel me, cause they damn near on some real shit. I know they won, you know what I mean, they won the game, you feel me, but and if you win, you probably should have won, but they probably shouldn't have won that game, bro. You know what I mean? And as I'm sitting there watching it, I'm just like, damn, here we go fucking again. Here we go fucking again, bro. Like another big game, another big moment, and we ain't nowhere to be motherfucking found. I talked all that motherfucking shit last week about the Cowboys and how they no-showed and got fucking polarized. And then we show up to this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, looking like, you know what I mean, looking like our nerves was, you know what I mean, like we had nerves. When I need to call Draymond, punch that 28-3 out of, hey, I'm trying to tell you, hey, but the Niners got their own Draymond Green with Greenlaw, Dre Greenlaw. Hey, that's some crazy shit though too. That we got a Draymond Green and a Dre Greenlaw, and both of them is like wild cards. You know what I'm saying? Of the Niners and the Warriors, like both of them. I mean, yeah, the Niners and both of them will fucking smack the shit out of the motherfucking opponent. You know what I'm saying? And they both named Dre, and they both got a Green in their last name, and they both play for Bay Area teams. That shit crazy. But nah, man, that was a good game. Hey, Packers though, I gotta say this about the Packers. Packers is the real deal, man. Jordan Love is the motherfucking truth. He the motherfucking truth. You know what I'm saying? I know he, you know, he had that bad interception at the end of the game. You know what I mean? But he was just trying to make a play. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to make a play. But man, I'm like, I'm sitting there watching the game, bro. I'm like, bruh, this year was set up for us to go to the Super Bowl and win it. You got the Eagles gone. You got the Cowboys gone. You know what I'm saying? And so our our competition going forward for the rest of the postseason is, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it's easy. It ain't easy winning the Super Bowl, but it's just not the same level that we thought it was. Like, for example, next week we're gonna either get the Lions or the Buccaneers. Now the Lions are a good team. I fuck with the Lions, but they've already had a great year already, bro. Just by making it to the fucking playoffs, they had a great year. They hadn't made the playoffs in like fucking 30 years and shit. That's some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? Last time them niggas made the playoffs, Barry Sanders was still playing. That's a long motherfucking time ago. You know what I'm saying? And the last time they actually won the playoff game was like 32, 33 years ago. So not only did they make the playoffs, that makes the Lions' year success, but then they won a playoff game. So I respect the Lions. And the way we play tonight, if we play like that against the Lions, they can beat us. But I feel like between the Lions and the Buccaneers, we should beat either one of those teams, my nigga, and we should end up in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So that was my whole thing. I'm like, man, it's lining up for us to go to the Super Bowl. We've been to the NFC Championship like the last 3 out of the last 4 years. Now it's 4 out of the last 5. Went to the Super Bowl. We've been in the NFC Championship game 3 of the last 4 years, 4 out of 5 now. And we went to the Super Bowl in 2019. So it's like, Niner fans, Niner Nation, we feel like we should already had a Super Bowl victory in this era. And so for it to be setting up how it is setting up for us this year, and then for them to put that type of effort out and it looked like we was going to lose, it would have just been disappointing. You know what I mean? Heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, and whatever motherfucking words and adjectives you want to use, big dog. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, a win is a win. It's the playoffs. It's sudden death. It's win or go home. Win and move on. You know what I'm saying? That's all that motherfucking matter. But it would have been a total team loss. Kyle Shanahan didn't have his best game coaching. Brock Purdy didn't have his best game as a quarterback, and the defense didn't play their best game in total. Now, the defense had a bend but don't break mentality tonight. You know what I'm saying? Gave up a lot of yards. You know, Green Bay was able to go up and down the field, but for the most part, in particular, in the first half, them first couple drives they had, we was able to keep them to field goals. So, and that was big. The Packers should have won that game, bro. You know what I mean? But this is kind of making me feel like this just might be our year, might be fate, because we was never fully out of it. But once they went up 21-14, and we're not known for like being a team that plays well from behind and you know and come back to win, like, it's a crazy ass stat. Like Kyle Shanahan, since he's been the coach of the 49ers, is like 0-30 or some shit when he goes into the fourth quarter with a deficit. That's horrible stats, fam. You know what I'm saying? That's horrible stats. So, yeah, George Kittle said it after the game, like they needed that type of win, because this whole year the Niners have shown themselves to be, you know, a bit of front runners, so to speak. You know what I mean? When we get up, you know what I'm saying? When we get up by a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. Oh man, we get to we get to doing that shit the Warriors do. We get to doing jumping jacks and backflips and get to celebrating and doing all type of shit. But when it's a close game or we got a little bit of a deficit, we down a score or two and it gets late, then 49ers have not shown to be a team that's able to overcome that. And so not only did they do that, but they did it in a big, high pressurized game in a big moment, and they was able to find a way to get the win. You know what I'm saying? And move on. So that's dope. That was dope. But yeah, man, hey, I ain't gonna hold you, big dog. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I mean? I was nervous in a bitch. Yeah. Nigga was nervous, big dog. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Bang, bang shit. We went on here and put it out. We moving on. Cowboys. Your bitch ass at the house. You know what I'm talking about? Watching us. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Brock Purdy didn't have his best game, but he did enough. He did enough. Okay. And he was good enough when he needed to be to get the job done. But I'll give him a little bit of, I ain't gonna give him no excuses, because I ain't no excuse type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I give him a little bit of a break because it's raining out here in the Bay. It's wet. And it was a rainy game earlier in the year in Cleveland where he didn't play well. And then this one today. So, I mean, the ball was a little slippery, and Brock Purdy shows himself to not really be the best that he can be in conditions and weather conditions like this, where it's raining and shit. Because I mean, man, he was overthrowing motherfuckers at times. He played okay, but it got to a point there, man, where I started to feel like, God, like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, this dude don't have it tonight. Whether it's he in his head, he off a little bit, or whether it's the weather, the ball is slippery, and it just felt like, you know what I mean? It just felt like Kyle didn't. I'm like, man, we got to switch it up. We got to do something. And then, when they was on offense, it just seemed like that. Like, it seemed like they niggas was always. Not always wide open, but whether it was a little screen pass that they threw, or a little short pass, or a run, or a running play, it just always seemed like they was able to get like 5, 6, 7, 8 yards before they even was touched. And I'm like, what the fuck going on, man? Like why when they get the ball, you know what I mean? It seems like they just move up and down the field, but when we get the motherfucking ball, we stuck in mud and shit. And we've been moving the ball up and down the fucking field all year. You know what I'm saying? So, but the Green Bay Packers, much respect to the Green Bay Packers, Matt LaFleur, their head coach, Jordan Love. Jordan Love is the truth. Jordan Love is the truth. That's what I come up out of this game. That's one of the biggest things that I get from this game is that the Packers, them damn motherfucking Green Bay Packers, how the fuck y'all keep doing this shit? Y'all done went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to now Jordan Love. What the fuck? Y'all motherfuckers getting ready to have 3 straight motherfucking Hall of Fame quarterbacks in a row and shit. Now, we know Jordan Love ain't did enough to be put in the Hall of Fame yet, but I'm just saying, like, Jordan Love looks like he got the goods, big dog. He look like he got the motherfucking goods. I ain't even gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? It got to a point to where I'm watching the game. I forget that he's not a rookie, but he's essentially a rookie this year because this is his first year starting. It got to the point where I forgot this nigga was a first year starter and shit. This nigga looked like he out there looking like he been like he a vet, like he been quarterback for 6, 7, 8 years. Man out there looking like Aaron Rodgers, big dog. So the Green Bay Packers, they got something going for themselves moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'd have been upset if we'd have lost this one. I'd have been motherfucking set. You know what I'm saying? It would have been really no excuse for it. Outside of the fact that, I mean, it's an excuse for it. It's, hey, in the NFL, it's any given Sunday. Any given Sunday, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Um, if you play how we played tonight, you will lose. You can lose. And that's what tonight told me. You know what I'm saying? That's what tonight told me, man. You know? Turn my little hotspot back on. What else, man? Oh, that was a dope. That was a dope win. Dre Greenlaw though getting that interception. That's when I knew for sure. That was a good game though. When Dre Greenlaw got that interception, that last interception, that's when I was like, okay, I can celebrate now. But this nigga, man, Dre Greenlaw, he got 2 interceptions today. And bro, when you, especially that last one, bro, just go down. If this motherfucker would end up fumbling the ball and giving it right back to them, and then they run it in for a touchdown, or if he would have fumbled it after intercepting the ball, and then they recover it and go down there and score, that would have been, bro. We got to just go down. Just go down, my nigga. Just go down, and that's game. But Dre Greenlaw came up big. The defense did enough. They like I said, they bended a lot, but they didn't break. You know what I mean? It was a few mishaps there and all that, but for the most part, they played well enough, you know what I'm saying, to not let the Green Bay Packers bust and blow the game wide open, because it could have been blown wide open if they would have got touchdowns instead of field goals on their first 2 drives. But we kept it in field goals. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that was dope. George Kittle had a big game. George Kittle has had a great year this year. And he came up big. He had that one drop towards the end where I'm like, fuck, come on, man. But we was able to, you know, George Kittle, he did his thing. McCaffrey, CMC, he had a solid game. He had 2 or 3 Christian McCaffrey runs, you know what I mean, where, you know what I mean, he looked like Christian McCaffrey. And then a lot of other times, you know what I'm saying, he, you know, they had a good game plan for him. Christian McCaffrey didn't have a bad game. He didn't have like a typical Christian McCaffrey MVP performance type of game, but he didn't have a bad game either. They had a solid game plan for him. They executed it, and you know what I mean. A lot of his runs was, you know, 2 and 3 yards. You know what I mean. But he had that one. He scored 2 touchdowns, but he had that one touchdown run, his first one, where that was typical Christian McCaffrey, and then that last one that he had. Also was typical Christian motherfucking McCaffrey. So he done his thing. Who else? I mean, defense, a lot of hard all-stars on defense. Everybody played solid, but the most standout motherfucker was Dre Greenlaw. But, you know, Bosa played good. He didn't, you know, pop off the screen or nothing, but he did enough. Fred Warner, you know what I mean? He played good. Like I said, didn't pop off the screen or nothing, but he did enough. But it was a gritty win. It was a gritty win, and it was a type of win that we needed just to know that we could win that type of game. But like George Kittle said, we needed that because we hadn't won that type of game yet this year, and we're not really used to winning that type of game. But so it's good that we got that. But like he said, we don't need another one of those. Now we won one. We know we can win one of those gritty type of games. But now they just need to play better. Y'all need to just come out and just play better. Kyle Shanahan, at the end of that first half, there was some mismanagement there, a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I felt like he was too conservative. You know what I mean? Like, you could have scored a touchdown right before the half and then came back out in the second half because we received the ball in the second half and scored another touchdown. Like, boom, boom. But relying on these motherfucking kickers, and then look what happened. This motherfucker get the shit blocked and tipped and shit, and then we don't even go in. We go into the half with no motherfucking point, not even 3. So, but we kind of got that back because they kicker missed a field goal, a big one too, that would have put them up 7 with like 6-7 minutes to go. And instead, it kept the game at 4 points. Then we went down there, scored a touchdown, and that sealed the game. You know what I mean? And we was able to milk the clock. But dope win, gritty win. Hey, a win is a win. I'm not even tripping. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be pretty. It ain't got to be cute. It ain't got to be Purdy throws for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? And McCaffrey runs for 2 touchdowns and runs for 100 yards. And Debo catch 5 passes for 100 yards and a touchdown. And Ayuk get his 7-8 balls for 100 yards. And Kittle, you know what I mean, get 5 or 6 balls for 70, 80 yards and a touchdown. We don't need it don't need to be that all the time. We did enough to win the game, man. And that was their first game they played in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever the fuck. And so I believe next week they gonna come back a little fresher. I mean, not a little fresher, a little more. Now they back to the regularly scheduled program. Ain't no off for 2 weeks and then we got to play games. So they gonna be they back into the flow of things now. You know what I'm saying? So next week they should come out, a little more ready. You know what I mean? And a little bit more looking like themselves. You know what I mean? And let's jump out on these motherfuckers early. You feel me? But yeah, let me see before I get off, man. Let me make sure I'm not missing nothing. I got my laptop right here, so I'm just seeing what they saying. You did. Let me see. They said Jordan Love went full Brett Favre on that last interception because if you look at that last throw, is I'm on Twitter and it's memes going around. They got it side by side. They got it side by side. When Brett Favre went to the Vikings, right? When he was at the end of his career, when he was with the Vikings, and they had that 1 year where they went crazy, and they was in the, I think this was the NFC Championship game against the Saints. I think that was the Saints. That was the game where them niggas They said the Saints had a bounty out on Brett Favre and all that shit. But that pass, it might not have been the NFC Championship game too. I know it was the playoffs, but forgive me, it was I know, but it was either the divisional round or the NFC Championship. But the last throw that he threw, the last pass that Brett Favre threw of that game was like a pass where he was running he was scrambling to the right, and then he threw it back to the left across his body, across the field. You know what I'm saying? And the way the meme looked, the way they got it lined up, it looks like identical to the Jordan Love throw, the one that sealed it. And actually the interceptor and what they're doing looks similar too. Like how they come in. Let me see if I can I turn this around? Yeah, I can. Look at that. That's Jordan Love tonight on the left. That's Brett Favre in 2009 on the right with the Vikings against the Saints. And if you look at it, you can see that shit looks like damn near identical. They both rolling out to the right, throwing back across their body to the left. And then look at the interceptor. Look at Dre Greenlaw coming to the screen, and then look at the Saints defender that comes into the screen. And they both come in like at the same time and kind of like intercepted the same way, falling to the ground and shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. But yeah, but yeah, man, Jordan Love is the truth. You know what I'm saying? I seen enough of what I need to see from that man. You know what I'm saying? Dude, do you know also, hey, look, do y'all know how like this how I know this shit just be meant to be, bro? I started out this live talking about Pinky in next Friday and how that's how I felt. You know what I mean? Watching the game the same way he felt after after Craig took the gun from him in the movie, and you know what I mean, he thought he was gonna do something to him. Right? So I started out the live saying that. And then lo and behold, as I'm on Twitter right now scrolling, this is what I see. This is what I see right here. It say, come on, man, unblur. It say 49ers fans after Jordan Love threw that interception. You know what I'm saying? It is.
Fuck that. Shit, that nigga had me scared, but I held my own. Fuck that.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you.
Shit, that nigga had me scared, but I held my own. Fuck that.
I'm trying to tell you, big dog, like, hey.
Shit, that nigga had me scared, but I held my own. Fuck that.
I'm gonna keep it all the way gutter with you. You know what I'm saying? That's the part I was talking about of the movie right there. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker had me scared. Jordan Love is going to bring the Packers back to the Super Bowl within the next 2 or 3 years. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Definitely, man. Jordan Love, I could see that. I could definitely see that. And this is their first year with him as a starter, so I think they also kind of wanted to see, you know, is he good enough? You know what I'm saying? To be able to be our franchise quarterback going forward. And now that they seen that he is,
shit, that nigga had me scared.
Now that they seen that he is, now they can address the rest of their team the way it needs to be addressed. What we need here, what we need there. So now they know they got their franchise quarterback. So now go out and get him some more weapons. Not that he don't got good weapons right now, because they young too. You know what I'm saying? And he probably got some young future superstars that we don't know about already right there. But just in case, it's basically what I'm saying is now they know that they got, that guy going forward. So whatever they need, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the offensive line, let's address that. Let's get Jordan, Jordan Love needs some more weaponry. You know what I mean? Let's address that. Running game, even though Aaron Jones, because Aaron Jones did great in the playoffs against the Cowboys and against us tonight. You did. And he's done great in the past too, but overall this year, he kind of had a so-so year. Yep. CJ Stroud too. Yep. Yeah, I like CJ Stroud too. Yeah, man. Nah, it's crazy because when I was when Drew Brees and Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers and Ben Roethlisberger, when all of them was coming to the end, I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? That era is coming to it, but it just it's a young, great group of young quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying, in the league right now that's carrying the torch just fucking fine. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Pat Mahomes, you did. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, you know what I'm saying? And then now you got, Justin Herbert. Now you got C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, the NFL is in good hands, for sure. Let me see. Yeah, that's about it. They kind of clowning. They kind of clowning Jordan Love a little bit on Twitter, but that's all the motherfuckers, like, just only for that last throw. It's like, all right, I understand. Maybe he could have. He shouldn't have threw that pass, but it's all good, man. He was just trying to make a play. So, but they kind of getting on him. They kind of getting on him a little bit on Twitter, saying he turned into Brett Favre and all that. Because even though Brett Favre is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, he threw a lot of interceptions. You know what I'm saying? I think he got the most interceptions thrown in NFL history and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yep, the Green Bay Packers, they started the season 3-6. They finished 7-3. They had a 6% chance of making the playoffs after week 8. Jordan Love had the best QBR in the NFL since week 11. And then, yeah, they beat the number 2 seed Dallas Cowboys in the wild card round and almost beat us. The two drop picks screwed the Packers. Yep. Yeah, definitely. See? You a smart man. You know what I mean? For sure, man. Like when you in a you know, Twitter and social media, they gonna just, you know how motherfuckers just gonna talk their shit and just clown just because that's what motherfuckers do nowadays. But when you in a desperate situation like that, you know, you a lot of times more than likely things like that is gonna happen because you understand the pressure that you up under. Yeah, it ain't a lot of time left. We got to get down the field. You know what I'm saying? At least get in field goal range to try to tie it. You know what I mean? And get to overtime. But so yeah, he was just trying to make a play. But yeah, those 2 dropped interceptions that the Packers had, those type of plays that don't get made, those hurt just as much, if not more, than, you know, interceptions thrown and stuff like that. Because you say, man, if they would have held on to that, the game would have went different. Because that's how you got to beat us. That's how you beat the 49ers. We get to turning the ball over and all that shit. It's not gonna end well for us. You know what I mean? Like, we got the firepower to overcome it, but when it started getting to, you know, we got a fumble or two, and then this nigga Brock Purdy and threw about 2 or 3 interceptions. He ain't done that a lot in his career. I'm just saying, when he has, you know what I mean? Like that 4 interception game against the Ravens on Christmas night, you're gonna lose. You can't turn you can't turn the ball over four times. You know what I mean? 4 interceptions and think you're gonna win and shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. But that was a good game, though. You know what I'm saying? That was a good game. And yeah, I think that's all I got on this, man. But damn, the Niners, though, man, right now, we got the Packers number and we got the Cowboys number. Like, we just keep beating those 2 teams. It's been that way for like the past 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? We just keep beating them. We curve stomped the motherfucking Packers in the 2019 NFC Championship game, 37-20. I mean, that was a straight up beatdown. That shit was over early. And I believe that was the year Aaron Rodgers won the MVP. And yeah, we straight beat them and fucked them. That might have been that game where Jimmy Garoppolo only threw 8 passes. And they was like, see, Kyle Shanahan, that just proves Kyle Shanahan doesn't trust Jimmy G. Some people may agree with that. I mean, some people may think that. I never thought that was it. If you watch that game, that NFC Championship game against the Green Bay Packers here at Levi's Stadium in 2019, Raheem Mostert was gashing the Packers defense every time he got the ball for 10, 15, 20 yards. Every fucking time. Why the fuck I'm a pass? Every time I give Raheem Mostert the ball, he running for 15, 20 yards or more. So that was more of the reason why Jimmy Garoppolo only threw 8 passes. It wasn't because Kyle Shanahan didn't trust him to throw the ball. It was because Raheem Mostert was gashing their defense, bruh. Like he was torching their motherfucking ass. This dude looked like Walter Payton that motherfucking day. You feel me? So yeah, we whooped them 37-20 in the 2019 NFC Championship. Then 2021, that was the year that the Rams won the Super Bowl. Okay? And that was the year the Rams won the Super Bowl. And we didn't have a strong year that year. You know what I'm saying? We squeezed into the playoffs because at one point in that year we was like 3-5, either 3-5 or 3-4. One of them might have been both. You know what I'm saying? And then we end up going on a little run at the end. We squeezed in the playoffs. You feel me? And then we beat the Cowboys in the wild card round. That's all I wanted to do. I was good with that. You know what I'm saying? We beat the Cowboys in the wild card round. And I was like, cool. That was my Super Bowl right there because the type of year that we had, we was up and down, bro. And I felt like maybe our team was better than what we played that whole year, but it was kind of like the Warriors this year. The Warriors a little worse, but to where, I'm sorry, bro, the Warriors, that championship DNA is still in there. You can see it at times; it's still in there, but they just, for whatever reason, they can't, conjure it up consistently enough. So that's kind of how the Niners was in 2021, but they went on a little run at the end of the year and made the playoffs, beat the Cowboys, and I was good there. Because then we were going to go play the Green Bay Packers. And I think they was the number 1 seed that year, either the number 1 or number 2 seed. And I think Aaron Rodgers won another motherfucking MVP and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was in Green Bay, in the cold, all that type of shit. So I'm like, all right, obviously I want the Niners to win, but I ain't really think that they was going, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really think they was going to win. I didn't expect them to win. And they went up in there and they did to the Packers what the Packers did to us tonight, which was the game. They kept the game close. The Packers didn't even score an offensive touchdown that game, I don't believe. You know what I'm saying? Because we won 13-10. That was the game where we had to have like a big play happen at a specific time towards the end of that game, and it happened where we got a blocked punt. We got a blocked punt, and I believe scored a touchdown on that blocked punt. And I think that was our only touchdown of the game. I think we didn't score. That's right, we didn't score an offensive touchdown. We beat them. We beat the motherfucking Green Bay Packers, who was the number 1 seed and shit, and who had the MVP at Lambeau Field. You know what I mean? With Jimmy G at quarterback. After not having the best year, without scoring an offensive touchdown the whole game and shit. Our only touchdown came on a blocked punt. You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy. And we ended up winning that game. and then we beat them tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, we just, you know what I mean? We just, and me motherfucking Cowboys fans with about 7-8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, they was getting all their little memes ready. They thought they was gonna be able to talk shit tonight. But we said, buddy. Right, yep. Yeah, you're right. Yep. The Niners didn't score an offensive touchdown that game. Yep. Sure didn't. You know what I'm saying? Them be the type of wins that I be liking. Like shit like that. The unexpected ones where we just find a way to pull it out at the end. Kind of like tonight. Not that tonight was unexpected. We were expected to win, but we pulled it out in the end. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But, yeah, man. I think we're going to win a Super Bowl this year, man. I think we're going to win it. You know what I mean? It ain't guaranteed because right now, I would probably say it's going to be 49ers Ravens. I ain't been so sold on the Ravens like everybody else. Even after that, I know they're a good team. I know they're one of the best teams in the league, but I look at it from this standpoint. Like when I be watching, sometimes when I be watching First Take and they be having bro on there, Doggy, you know what I'm saying? I kind of agree with him. What he say about Lamar Jackson? And Lamar Jackson is actually my favorite player. He's my favorite player. And, you know, he don't even play for my favorite team, but he's my favorite player to watch. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, even when he had that unanimous MVP year, that was, if I believe, that was 2019. That was his second year in the league. That fool went crazy that year. But they got to the playoffs and didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of been like the stigma on him throughout his career. Like, and today was his first playoff game in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thought was, even though Lamar Jackson is my favorite player, I got to see him do it in the playoffs, in the big moments. You know what I'm saying? I just got to see you do it. I just got to see you do it. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing is, I said this on one of my shorts, you know what I'm saying, yesterday, that, and I know eventually this streak will be broken at some point. It will be. All streaks and records is broken and all that. But for like the last 20 years, bro, and I'm saying this because Lamar Jackson is more than likely going to win the MVP this year. The last 20 years, the MVP winner, that player's team, hasn't won the Super Bowl for like 20 straight. So whoever has won the MVP for like the last 20 years in a row, it's like if you win the MVP, you're basically assuring that your team is not going to win the Super Bowl. That's how it's been going. Now, sometimes that player has made it to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like in 2017, when Tom Brady oh, you right. You're fucking right, bro. This man is a smart motherfucking man. You right about that. I didn't even think about that, bro. I don't know, for whatever reason I keep forgetting that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year and shit. Like I don't know if it's because this year they haven't looked like the run and gun Chiefs that we used to see them, but you know what I'm saying? Like I be forgetting that they actually just won the Super Bowl and shit. They won their second Super Bowl. But you right. Patrick Mahomes did break that streak last year. So, damn. Well, there goes that motherfucking. I was getting ready to say, well, shit. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson's gonna win the MVP, so the Ravens ain't gonna win shit this year. But that just you know what I mean? That just ends all that right there. You know what I'm saying? I forgot about that though. But still though, you know what I'm saying? Still, though, I think that, like, for example, see, in the NFL, yep, you got the best teams and shit like that. But because it's only one game and it's sudden death, it's like anything can happen. Like tonight, the 49ers should have lost that game. You know what I'm saying? But the 49ers should have lost that game, right? But I would honestly say that if these two teams were to play 10 weeks in a row, I believe the 49ers will win 8 times. So that means the 49ers are the better team. But when it's win or go home, one game, anything can happen if you don't play up to, you know what I'm saying? And so I forgot why I was saying that. I was saying that for a reason. I forgot why I was saying, 'cause I was talking about the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? I forgot why I was saying that. But no, I was just saying, my whole point was basically saying that I just needed to see Lamar. I want to see him have a good postseason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just, that's what I was saying. Basically, I'm not just shooing in the Ravens into the Super Bowl. Like, I feel like the Niners path is a little more easy. It's a little more easier. I'm not saying it's easy, but I believe it's a little more easier because the Ravens still gonna either have to play either the Chiefs or the Bills. Okay, and I know the Chiefs ain't looked like the Chiefs of old for the most part. Like, their offense ain't been like super high powered this year, and they've lost more games this year than they typically lose. And they finna play a road playoff game for the first time since Patrick Mahomes has been the quarterback, and that's crazy, right? But they still are one win away from an AFC championship again. And they got fucking Patrick Mahomes, who's the best quarterback in the league. So you can't count them out. And then the Bills, hey, they got Josh Allen. Josh Allen is just like, he can do everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so yeah, it ain't gonna be just the Ravens just waltzing right to the, you know what I'm saying, to the Super Bowl. I think it's more likely that we kind of waltz and roll next week, whoever we play. You know what I'm saying? I think obviously I think the Lions are a better team than the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be surprised if the Buccaneers win. I don't think they're gonna win, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. You feel me? But yeah, the Ravens, how they play in next week in the AFC Championship game, and I'm not trying to say they in the AFC Championship game, so they already they a Final Four team, so that already proves right there that they one of them teams, and that they're a great team. They one of the best teams in the league. They're a Final Four team. But I'm just saying how they look next week in this, because this something new for them. For you know what I mean, for this era of Ravens players, and Lamar Jackson ain't nothing new for. It ain't nothing new for John Harbaugh. He's already won a Super Bowl and been to a few AFC Championship games. But this something new for Lamar. He ain't never been this part. I'm not saying he gonna fucking bitch up and punk out and shit. I'm just saying, let's see how it go. You know what I mean? It's the AFC Championship. This is a Super Bowl berth on the line. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how he play. Let's see. You know what I mean? The game is close in the end. What happens? Type shit. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So, but also the reason why I'm saying this is the last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm finna jump up off here. But also the reason why I was saying that too is because it's game to game, right? So everybody looking at how, and I'm not just saying that because I'm not just saying this because the Niners is my team. Like Lamar Jackson is my favorite player. So, but everybody looking at that Christmas night game, Ravens, Niners. You know what I'm saying? And treating that as if like they were to play again, like the game is gonna go like that again. The game's not gonna go like that. The game's not gonna go like that if they play again. Like one thing I would put all my motherfucking life savings on, and that ain't a lot of money, but you know what I'm saying? I would bet my whole motherfucking life savings that if the 49ers and the Ravens meet up in the Super Bowl, Brock Purdy is not going to throw 4 interceptions again. That's just not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he ain't going to throw 1. He ain't going to throw 4, though. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself is going to have the game be in a different state. Like, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, because they even in that game, they didn't start really blowing us out to the second half. You know what I mean? It was still close. Like, and that's another thing. Like, you know, like I said, Lamar my favorite player, but I watched the game. You know what I'm saying? And like Lamar didn't have like, he had some throws and made some throws, but Lamar didn't like, he didn't have one of those like Lamar games that he can have where he's running all over the field and he throwing that motherfucker all over the field, and they like, he had a cool game. Like he had a bonehead play in that game too, when he ran out the motherfucking ran in the end zone and shit and got that safety. Like I was watching that shit live when he was running back. I said, "Oh, we finna get a safety." I knew it. Cause it's like, bro, you're running too far. Like you like, where are you running to? You know what I'm saying? He was running like straight back and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, we finna get a safety. So, but because they won the game and the final score was what it was, and we played so bad, in particular Brock Purdy, you know, it makes it look like, but to me, you know, this may just be my biasness, you know what I mean? But to me, I still think we the better team. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm not guaranteeing that if we play the Ravens, we gonna win. That's not what I'm doing. But the outcome is not gonna be how it was, if so. And yeah, I just feel like we the better team. You know what I'm saying? And that was just one game. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. So, but we'll see. We got another dope slate of games tomorrow. I'm gonna be watching them shits. I gotta get some work in too, but I definitely want to know who we gonna play. I got love for the Lions though. I got love for the Bucks too. But so that's gonna be a good game. That should be a cool game. But the game, we all know what the game of the day is. Bills Chiefs. That's like the new Brady, Manning. You know what I mean? Right now. Mahomes versus Josh Allen. When either one of them three go, when it's Mahomes against Burrow or Mahomes against Allen or Allen against Burrow, or Burrow, like any one of those, all of those games be lit. Because them three dudes right there is off the chain. I think Patrick Mahomes is the best out of all of them. And then I'll put Joe Burrow next. And then I got Josh Allen the third out of those three. You know what I'm saying? But I would probably rank Lamar Jackson overall over Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? But just out of those kind of like prototypical quarterbacks, even though all three of those, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow, they got like running ability. Like they not Michael Vick or Lamar Jackson or whatever, but they not just statues back there. You feel me? But that's it, bro. I'm finna get going now. Snax on Sports, man. I'll be back with another one. I just wanted to get my little take on that Niners-Packers game, a little recap and shit, cause that was a dope game and shit. But right on, my dude Cheyenne, for tuning in, man. Much love to you, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with me on the next one too. All right, I'm gone.